disclosure of anything that would violate that inherent attorney-client privilege. So we have to take that very seriously as well. A lot of times the industry wants to know, hey, when's this takedown going to be? When are you going to do this search warrant? Aside from the obvious reasons why we can't say that for safety reasons, this attorney-client privilege may kick in. For my last 2 slides, please understand that if you get involved with referring cases criminally, please know that the witness's credibility, your private investigator, make sure that person's top shelf, because I'll tell you right now, they're going to be cross-examined like you cannot believe by the defense lawyers. And some of them used to be agents, some of them have always been private sector attorneys. But if their paperwork's not in order, or they don't know what they're talking about, it's going to be devastating. And you will burn yourself very, very, very quickly with the prosecutor if you refer to a case where your private investigator was that bad. They will never come, you will never be able to go back to that prosecutor again and shop a case. So know who you're working with. Also know who your private investigator is working with. A confidential informant might have to be used. If that private investigator has a guy he's been using to get into all these groups, and this guy is, most likely a criminal who can get into some bad stuff, he might have to go into the grand jury. He might have to testify at trial. And they need to be prepared to basically offer up this confidential informant if the government takes the case. If you're in this area of law and you don't have this website, you're a little bit behind the game, and you should write down this address. It's www.cybercrime.gov. It should be in the handout. But this is the CSIPs where I work, the website. I don't like it just because it's where I work. It's because it is a one-stop resource for the latest news and releases, policies and programs, legal resources, contacts when you want to refer these cases. And also it has what's called the Prosecuting Intellectual Property Crimes Manual. If you want to know the playbook that I'm following, this is the Bible for prosecutors when it comes to prosecuting IP crimes. You don't even have to ask the prosecutor a question. You read this book, you know exactly where we're going. And it's available also online for download. That's pretty much it. You guys if you have a case to refer, you don't know where to go, please feel free to contact me at any time. If we can't bring the case directly into the Department of Justice, into Main Justice, I can give you who in the field to talk to, which agents, or maybe even contacts with the local state and cities. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, Matthew, for that very informative and useful insight into what we see on the other side of the fence, an insight that's not always readily available. So useful information, useful contacts to see from the private sector. And it sounds like one of the things that wouldn't keep you awake at night is counterfeit Viagra. We're going to take a brief break now just to stretch legs a little bit.